Ladies and gentlemen, what do you do, YouTube? It is your boys CJ and Tros back at it again. Tro, I thought I told you to change that name, bruh.
You told me that 2 weeks ago, but you didn't mention it last week.
Well, I mentioned it this week. Trosov, we gotta get that Trosov stuff going down. I want to see you in the comment section down below. Hashtag Trosov.
I'd like to
Hashtag.
see anybody down in the comment section below.
Hey, oh.
Please comment. We need the interaction, guys. Although our short context is good.
Actually, we're doing pretty good, I think. On Valentine's Day, we reached over 15,000 views. So,
Yes.
yeah. No, this week, for those of you who do not know, it was my birthday. It was my birthday on Friday. I turned 31 years old. And everybody wants to know, what did CJ do for his birthday this year? Well, during the daytime, I slept. I was exhausted. So I slept all day on Friday. And then that night, I gave a call to my uncle and I asked if he wanted to hang out. And he said, sure. Because I was... Oh, crap, what the heck? There we go. I was going to go to the bar with my mom and dad to sing some karaoke, and we're still planning on doing that. Whether it's tomorrow night or Tuesday, that's still happening. I hope it's tomorrow. I'm betting on tomorrow. But that's still happening. But Friday, I asked my uncle if he wanted to go to the bar, and he said sure. So he came, pick me up, and before we went to the bar, I made a couple of pit stops. The first was to my cousin's house, so I got to see my uncle wanted to drop something off to his brother for a minute. And so I got to see my cousin and his girlfriend and their kids, so that was cool. And their dog and their cat as well. So that was really cool to see them. And then from there, we went to my friend's house, who I haven't seen in almost a year. I guess not over a year, but almost a year. Last time I saw him, we watched WrestleMania 39 Night 1 together. And so I got to see him, and we had a whole thing going on at his house because we had buddies that were in town from Florida. So he had like a big old kind of party for them, like, because they didn't leave the next day. They left yesterday to go back home to Florida. And, but I mean, there was a whole bunch of people there. There was beer going, there was shots going, and there was. I walked into this house and everybody broke out in happy birthday, which was cool. Made me a burger. It was a good cheeseburger. Yeah, that was cool to see my friend. I got to see his parents, so it was good to see them. And then from there, we went to the bar where we spent a total of 25 minutes. I had a beer there, and then we came home. And no, by the way, at my friend's house, I did not take any shots. I had one beer, and that was it. So I did not party too hard because I knew that I had to watch Elimination Chamber live, which I did, and from Perth, Australia at 3 a.m. I hope they never do that to the United States audience again, but because that was rough. Did you get to see it?
Yeah, I set my alarm for 5 and it didn't get up at 5, so I got up at 5:30.
Okay.
I will say this. Did you get those headphones for your birthday?
These? No, are they bad?
The quality is a little rough, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, hang on. Let me try this.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it'd get a little distracting on the VOD. It sounded like a from like one of those tornado alert systems, like the people who talk on the EAS alarm. Oh, see, this is going to be all about. CJ will find out that later. Yeah. Though of course they'll still do shows over in Australia. I mean, they have to wake up early, so I think us waking up early is every now and again is perfectly fine. Um, Last week of February, not full week, but get the extra day this year. Leap year, leap day, leap year. Should have a paper. They should have a pay per view on leap year one year.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I can hear you now. Perfect. Sorry about that, folks. I was gonna exit out the browser and come back in because he was saying my thing was muffled. So apologize for that.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear it for like the first 4 minutes on the video.
No,
I said that it was a. You sounded like you were doing like an EAS alarm, like one of those people like say, "True, your role is."
so
I'm
you
just
didn't
like,
understand really what I was doing. So you couldn't understand what I was saying.
I could hear you. It was a bit muffled.
Do I need to go over my birthday again?
No, I think we got that.
Okay.
We got most.
But yeah, so that was my birthday, and I'm really excited. I was really excited that I got to spend time with my uncle and my friends. That was really cool to see them. Because like I said, man, it's been a minute since I've seen him. Since I've seen my friends, we talk all the time. It's just he is busy and all that stuff. So because he coaches high school basketball, he runs his own liquor store, works out. I mean, those three things can take up your schedule. So yeah, excuse me.
So this week, I purchased I purchased my second night WrestleMania tickets. So
Oh, nice. Oh, I didn't tell you what I
I
got
too.
for my birthday.
What?
I got this guy. Like, reach him. My mom went to Atlanta for a couple of days. She left last Sunday, came back the day before my birthday. And while she was in Atlanta, she made me this guy.
Nice.
So yeah, so I got this for my birthday with the little fish gun and everything like that. Put him right there. There you go.
When you said that, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be like wrestle front row.
But in May, I'm gonna go see one of my favorite comedians of all time. I'm gonna get to go see Fluffy himself, Gabriel Iglesias. He's coming
Oh,
to
nice.
Denver. Yeah, he's coming to Denver at the Ball Arena, and I'll be there live to see him. And man, I love Gabriel Iglesias. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff, but he's hilarious.
I love Fluffy. He's great.
Yeah, Fluffy is awesome. I love. There was one bit that he did. I just to tell you what a big fan of Fluffy I am. Do you remember when he had a movie that came out in theaters?
He had Magic Mike.
No,
He was in Magic.
no. He wasn't.
The Looney Tunes one.
Huh?
Was it when he was in Looney Tunes as Speedy Gonzalez?
No. It was one of his stand-up specials. One of his stand-up specials got a theater, movie theater thing, like a movie theaters. You could see his stand-up in theaters. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. I think it was when he went to which one? It was called
Dodger Stadium.
It was called the Fluffy Movie. I'll tell you where it took place. I think it took place in Hawaii.
Aloha, Fluffy.
No, it was the Fluffy movie. It was filmed at two shows on February 28th, 2014, and March 1st in San Jose, California. So at the SAP Center, and he was I think it was that one. Maybe yeah, I think it was. But towards the end, he got kind of personal with people, where he was telling the story of he wanted to meet his dad, and he finally got to meet his father, and blah 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 blah. And he had a a picture of him and his mom and dad that he always wanted all these years, and he finally got it. And then shortly thereafter, his mother had passed away. Uh, really heavy time for him, and coincidentally, but coinciding with all of that is his stepson Frankie, and Frankie's dad wanted to see him, but Frankie was kind of wrestling with the emotions of that, and yeah, it's really good. It's really great. If you go look this up on YouTube, it's fantastic. Just a great. It was a blend of mix. It was a blend of humor and sort of emotional stuff, and it was really good stuff. Another skit or sketch that I enjoy was him doing the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, and that's a funny one too. Gabriel Iglesias is just, and of course you can't mention Gabriel without mentioning the racist gift basket. Um, I know you know that one, Tro. We won't get into that here because we're not about to get into trouble.
We never get into trouble. What are you talking
No.
about? We didn't get in trouble last week when I told you what a upside down diamond is. So
You just had to bring that up, huh?
I'm promoting our content. It's a short.
It is. It is. And
It's not as popular. It's not as popular as me doing a Stone Cold impression, though, which is a little disappointing.
what?
What?
Speaking of getting in trouble, let's get to today's topic. We'll talk about Elimination Chamber in a couple of minutes, but Tro and I
One more housekeeping thing. This is for the future in April around media time. I'm gonna go full vlogger, like, "Hey guys, I'm here," and like pumping out stuff for the channel on like some kind of stupid vlog.
Did you get
Hey
tickets?
guys.
Did you get
Yeah,
tickets?
so I'm sitting up high for night one,
Okay.
and when the cheapest tickets, they were expensive this year, stupid expensive, more expensive than normal. And for the second night, I'm sitting behind the stage,
Okay.
and when I bought the seat, it only said obstructive view, which I'm fine with, obstructive view, whatever.
Right.
But I look at the ticket and it says video only. Like you're only going to be able to watch it on a video. I'm like,
watch it at home at that point.
yeah. At that point, I'm like, But then I figure, I've been to like, this will be my ninth WrestleMania. If I miss like,
Not in. Why don't you?
if I don't if I have like a bad seat one WrestleMania, it's not going to be like, oh, this sucks. Like, oh well, I could say I was there. How's that going for me?
Mm-hmm. I've gotten lucky. Whenever I go to a WWE event here in Denver at the Pepsi Center, the Ball Arena now, we usually get pretty good. I usually get pretty solid seats. I remember back in 2019, right before COVID hit, me and my dad went to a Raw, and it was actually the second night of the WWE 2019 draft, which is, I believe, where Charlotte got drafted to Raw, if I'm not mistaken. And
I try to block out 2019.
Huh?
So I try to block out most of WWE in 2019.
Also, that was the same night that the Viking Raiders won the tag titles from Rude and Ziggler, so that was cool to see. But like, so those seats, we were actually supposed to be a couple of rows back. I think we were supposed to be in like the 6th row, right, or something like that. I think we're supposed to be like 6 rows back or whatever. And for whatever, and we went to go show our tickets to the people, and they're like, "Oh, hang on just a second, please, 1 sec." And me and Dad were like, "Oh boy, these tickets ain't gonna work. They're fake, right? Like something happened to the tickets, and we're screwed, right?" And they come back and they're like, "Yeah, so we got some great news for you folks. The people who showed up for these seats, because so our seats were already taken by somebody else, so we couldn't sit there because somebody else is already sitting there. So instead, we got way better seats, bro. When I tell you we were sitting next to the camera, it was like the camera. How do I say this? Okay, see my bed there? How close I am to my bed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a good idea where you're probably sitting.
This is right where the camera was, pretty much. Right? Actually, I would say just right over there where you can see all my stuff on that nightstand. That's how close we were to the camera, right? And we were right next to it. It was really cool. So we didn't have any blocking. We were, I believe, 2 rows away from just the floor seats, which not bad, right? So just to give you some insight on how close we were to the ring. But anyway, you want to talk about getting into trouble? Let's talk about the topic real quick.
Well, now that you've talked about your foolish seat tickets, I have to tell my story.
Oh boy,
because it's a quick one. I swear. Night after SummerSlam.
I won't even tell you my box seat story. How about that?
SummerSlam. Night after SummerSlam 2018, I want to say, Barclays Center. I buy tickets to like the tippy top row. I show up, show my tickets. They say, go to the ticket person. I'm like, okay, whatever. They put me on the ramp. My whole section on the ramp, right next to there. I'm on TV. They have Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar all walking by me. Alexa Bliss looks at me. I was dumb. I was like, oh my God, I'm on TV. What should I do? Hey. I was like, I paid $40 for ramp seats. For ramp seats, basically. I'm like, oh, okay. I will happily take this. That's when Big Cass got hurt.
Okay.
And I heard him scream, "Fuck!" I'm like, oh, you'll be good.
I was fortunate enough. Do you remember that Raw where Goldberg returned?
Which one? He's returned a lot.
Okay, in 2016 after 12 years.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. I was there. And I was there and I knew the week before that I was going to that show, right? Because I actually knew a little over a week before because what had happened was me and my buddy had made plans to go, and then everybody was like, and then like all my wrestling buddies, because I went to my friend's house on a Monday, the Monday before Raw, right? So the week before, and I was just kind of hanging out at my friend's house, and everybody was messaging me, dude, you're so lucky, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, I'm lucky. Why? And because I wasn't watching Raw, so I didn't see the announcement. So everybody's like, you're so lucky, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why am I lucky? They're like, dude, are you not watching Raw? I'm like, no, I'm at my friend's house. I'm at my friend's house that's going with me next week to watch it. And they're like, oh, dude, Goldberg's going to be there. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, Goldberg's returning next week. I'm like, oh, shit. I got excited. I was like, Nader, he's returning, and blah, 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 blah. Goldberg's returning. And he's like, oh, that's sick, right? So that next Monday, before I spent the entire day with him, right? And I get to his house. He's like, now, Christian, I told you and me we were going to go see WWE Raw live, right? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, and we are. I'm not lying about that. I promise. I'm not lying about that. He's like, but I got a surprise for you. You see my table over there in his kitchen? I'm like, hey, he's like, there's something on there I want you to go look at. So I go and I'm like, what am I? And he pulls out the 2 tickets. He's like, no, wait, they're right here. And he hands me one and I read it. I'm like, oh shit, these are box seats. What are box seats? Like, I didn't know what a box seat was, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
what are box seats? And he goes, so box seats, these ones specifically, they have an all-you-can-eat buffet and an open bar. And you could see everything in the arena. I'm like, oh shit, these are really good seats. He's like, yeah, they're fantastic. I'm like, how much did these cost? And he goes, oh no, I didn't pay for them. He goes, these are not seats you could pay for. These are seats that you have to know people who know people that can get them. So the vendor he was working with, or one of the vendors that he was working with his liquor store, had these box seats for any event at the ball arena. And Nader chose to use them for us for that wrestling show. So that was pretty cool of him. Nader is the guy that I saw on Friday, by the way. Shout out to Nader. He's the homie. But yeah. And I was like, oh, damn. So, and no, before anybody in the comment section asks, no, CJ did not get drunk. CJ did not do anything stupid at the show.
Hey, Goldberg, you suck. Yeah. Screw you. Go back. Ryback.
Yeah. I will say there was the main event match of the night, which was like, if I remember it correctly, it was a cruiserweight match as the main event of Raw, because that was when they were heavily pushing the cruiserweight division on Raw.
Yeah, that was a thing for a minute.
Yeah, it was really weird. So they were doing that, and because I remember that me and Nader had to leave the box seats so that they could clean up so they could clean it out or whatever, and they did give us seats, and they were great seats too, by the way. So thank you, Ball Arena, for the great seats. But anyway, now that we talked about our seats, let's talk about our controversial subject, and let's talk about a subject that could get us in trouble and get others in trouble, because it has gotten some people in trouble already, even though it's 22 years after the fact.
Technically 23.
No,
Yeah,
it
23.
happened in 2002, and it's 2024, so it would be 22.
The date hasn't happened yet.
Then it can't be 23. How can it be 23?
I don't know. I failed. I don't do good at math. I'm confused.
You failed math class?
I'm a history student. I'm not good with math.
You know what? It's okay, because little known fact about your boy CJ, I failed choir in 6th grade.
I can't sing. So I probably failed choir too.
There's actually a good story to this one. You want to hear it real quick? So I remember this like it was yesterday. So it was after. So my mom dropped me off at school that day, and I was like, "By the way, Mom, I have a choir rehearsal because we had a choir concert coming up, right?" And so I got choir rehearsal after school today. After school, She goes, okay, I'll pick you up at 4:30, right? I'm like, cool, whatever. Love you. Have a good day, blah, blah, blah. So I go in, do the rehearsal. 4:30 rolls around, right? And I raise my hand. I'm like, Miss, and I raise my hand. And teacher calls on me, what? I'm like, Miss, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, Miss, I gotta go. It's 4:30, and my mom said that she was gonna pick me up at 4:30, so she's outside waiting for me. And the teacher goes, I don't care what your mother said. She's not in charge. I'm in charge, and I'm telling you that you're staying here till 5. I'm like, no, you don't understand it. If I'm not out there now, my mom's gonna whoop my ass, right? Like, I gotta go. And she goes, I don't care what your mother said. I'm in charge, not her. Now get back in line, right? Get back in there. I'm like, whatever. So I get back in line, and 5 minutes later, my sister comes through, right? And she goes, yeah, excuse me, Miss So-and-so. My mother told my brother Christian Seibel that she would pick her up, that she would pick him up at 4:30, and it's 4:35, and we got to get home. We have plans or whatever, just to get me out of there, right? And
Yeah.
she goes, I'm gonna tell you what I told your brother. I don't care what your mother said. I told him he's staying here till 5. Now you need to get out. This is a close practice. Now, anybody who knows my sister, she's nice and respectful to you until you switch up on her, right? And so my sister and she goes, no. My mother told my brother 4:30. It is now 4:35. She walked up to where I was, grabbed my hand, and we walked out. We walk in the hallway. She goes, "Oh wait, stay here. We'll be right back." And she walks back in, and she tells the teacher, "Oh, by the way," and she goes and grabs a girl named Megan, because she goes and well, it'll make sense in a minute. She goes and grabs Megan's arm. She goes, "By the way, we'll take Megan and Heather Herman home as well." Right? And she and Megan started walking out. And the teacher goes, "No, I'm supposed to take them home." And my sister goes, "No, we'll take them home. Our mothers are best friends. We'll take them home. Have a nice day." Because our moms were friends. We didn't know her mom and everything like that. So, so we walked out. And then the rest of that year, anytime I would ask for help on something from Miss Owensy, the choir teacher, it was always figure it out for yourself. Figure it out for yourself. I'm like, really? I don't understand what these notes mean. Well, you should have figured it out for yourself. I'm like, I didn't even do anything wrong. Right?
Yep.
I mean, have you ever seen that movie Mean Girls? It's like that Mean Girls reference. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay. What? Oh, dude. Oh my God.
CJ, I talked about Ready to Rumble last week. Does it sound like I watch good movies?
There's a line in there that can pretty much sum up that whole experience. So it's after the girls get into it's after the girls get into the fight in the hallways, and he goes and the principal goes, I don't care how long it takes to get your problems sorted out. I will keep you here all night. And one of the administrative staff leans forward. We can't keep him past 4. And so then he goes, I will keep you here till 4. And it was hilarious. I can't believe you've never seen Mean Girls. Come on. You ever seen Talladega Nights?
Of course.
Okay. You ever seen
If you ain't first, you're last.
Facts. You ever seen Dodgeball?
I've watched a lot of Dodgeball, but I don't think I've watched it fully.
Oh.
I probably watched it when I was younger at some point.
F&A, Cotton. F&A. How about the Hangover movies?
Of course.
How about Anchorman?
Yes.
Wedding Crashers?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I watch real comedies like Ready to Rumble.
ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Tros' last episode. Ready to Rumble.
Well, it has the greatest movie quote of all time.
The diamond upside.
Oh,
Hey.
what is it? What are you gonna say, CJ? What are you gonna say?
First of all, no. Ready to Rumble does not have the greatest one-liners ever.
You know,
That can go
I
to-
think
that can go
I
to
think
Dodge-
DDP is gonna be at WrestleCon.
Are you going to be there?
And
Hassan?
I might stop by WrestleCon. I might find DDP and tell him what a time.
Dude, if you do, you better put that on YouTube and his reaction.
It's gonna be me getting my ass kicked.
Well,
You're gonna see the camera fall down.
let's get to the meat and potatoes here.
Oh, shit.
Let's talk about Ready to Rumble. I mean, let's talk about Ready to
Oh
Rumble.
yes, let's talk about Ready to Rumble.
See what
It's
you
less
do, I swear you're a no.
It's less depressing than the plane ride from hell.
Let's talk about the plane ride from hell. And by the way, on the plane ride
Yeah.
from hell, the movie that was playing was Ready to Rumble. Makes perfect sense. Plane
I
ride from
bet it
hell,
was.
and you gotta watch the movie from hell. Are you? Hang on. Let's talk about
David Arquette, best world champion.
Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? Take
I'm just
that.
saying, David Arquette has more
Take
more
that.
world title runs than
What?
world title runs than Cody Rhodes does. Maybe it's time for David Arquette to finish the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Tro's last episode on this channel.
Adrenaline in my soul. It's time for David Arquette to win.
You can't even keep the freaking flow, and you couldn't even make it rhyme.
No, I kind of messed up there.
This man said, This man said, David Arquette is the greatest world champion of all time. Hello, it is obvious that the greatest world champion of all time.
You know, I think Frank would agree with me. He likes WCW 2000.
Well, Frank would agree with this one. Vince Russo.
Oh, god damn, they did put the title on Vince. Vince put it on himself.
Yeah.
Maybe. What if I just book myself as world champion?
Fix all the problems. Speaking of problems, let's talk about the plane ride from hell, as we tried to do this 3 other times before. Because there were a lot of problems on this plane. So where do we begin?
I think we should start off with the more lighthearted stuff before we get into like the real shit parts. Like Kurt Angle and I think it was Mr. Perfect and Brock Lesnar
Fighting,
wrestling.
Almost knocked the doors open.
Yeah, I mean
That's scary.
They said that it's impossible for it to open at that height, but still that'd probably be a bit scary.
Hey, nothing is impossible. Shit. Sorry, I just dripped some soda on my pants. No, that could still be scary regardless. How about Goldust serenading Terry Runnels?
Yeah, this was a dark period for
Goldie.
Goldust.
For Goldie, yeah.
Poor Dustin Rhodes.
Who was it that did it? But somebody I know cut off the ponytail of Michael Hayes.
So who did that? I forget who. But then they nailed it to they nailed it backstage the following night, and JR took it down.
Yeah, because JR is no fun.
Well, he was also he was the head of talent relations. He was probably heard about the goddamn plane ride, and he's probably pissed off. He knows he has to call people up and fire their ass.
Right. I know that Justin Crowell got fired. I believe X-Pac and Scott Hall got fired from this one.
So yeah, Scott got fired. Perfect got fired.
Scott was just straight up drunk and just passed out.
This was not a good time period for Scott Hall. This was pre
for Goldust or Scott Hall.
No.
Yeah.
But Goldust survived this.
Yeah. Didn't something happen with Undertaker and Big Show?
I don't think so. I don't think they were on the plane.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of something. I was thinking of a story that Bruce Pritchard told about McMahon wanting to fight Undertaker on a plane ride once, and Taker was like ready to kick his ass or whatever, and Bruce Pritchard himself had to calm down. Undertaker would be like, "Hey, it's just a joke, big boy. Calm down," or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but that's crazy. Could you imagine being on this flight and you see all of this go down? Like, what would your reaction be?
Be terrified, but the context is that they were on the plane. They were on the tarmac for like 6 something like that hours. So it's like they're drunk, they're tired, they're overseas. So,
well, they were drunk, they were tired, they were on a bunch of pills, and that was just on the tarmac. And then you get on the actual plane, and there's more booze coming out, and more pills coming out, and people are getting crazy, and it's just, I don't think
Flair does Ric Flair stuff.
You ready? Should we get into that crap now? Because that's a whole...
Should we talk about how shitty Tommy Dreamer came off when this originally aired, like the whole thing, and Tommy Dreamer got a lot of shit for that?
This is where we're going to disagree. I don't think the Dreamer came off shitty at all. I don't think the Dreamer was defending what Ric Flair did at all. I don't think he was. But I also don't think he was going to outright vilify Ric Flair for the things that he did, like everybody else wanted to. And it's like, when you take a step back and you look at, it's easy to just straight up vilify Flair. And I'm not defending Ric Flair either. Do not get this twisted. I am not defending Ric Flair. What he did to that young lady was absolutely wrong. Okay? Do not at any time in your life ever whip your dick out and swing around like a helicopter. Never do that.
No.
That is all. That's a recipe for disaster. However, Dreamer got a lot more flack for that. And I think people were like, I can't believe you're defending it. It's not that he's defending him. He's just looking at it from a different perspective. Just because it's not a perspective you agree with doesn't make it right or wrong. You know what I mean? But and I don't think that he made himself look bad. I think that was just what everybody wanted to say.
Well, Tommy Dreamer's not exactly the most sane person.
No,
This is the same guy. Do you know this story? He wanted at WrestleMania 17.
This is the same guy that drank Undertaker's
spit.
Yeah.
But at WrestleMania 17, he was so pissed off that Paul Heyman joined WWF at the time, and Paul Heyman didn't let anybody know. And Tommy Dreamer was running ECW until it closed down. So what Tommy Dreamer wanted to do was get seats right behind the announcers.
Uh-huh.
Pull out a gun shoot Paul Heyman, and then shoot himself.
Would have made for some.
Could you imagine WrestleMania 17 being remembered for that?
Well, Night of Champions 2007. We all know what that's remembered for.
Yes, that wonderful main event between John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Mick Foley, Randy Orton, and King Booker, and nothing else.
See, and nothing else. Exactly. And
Johnny Nitro was always supposed to face CM Punk that night.
Right. And if you believe that, folks, I got Ocean View in Antarctica for you guys. But anyway, look, nobody on the plane ride from hell was in their right frame of mind, whether they were drunk or whether they were tired or on pills. But Flair especially should have known better than to do what he did. That's just disgusting. Like, you're a grown man. Why are you? This is not something you should have to tell a 60-plus-year-old dude. Please don't whip your dick out and then spin it around like a helicopter. Why? Why?
Rick has never been able to handle his alcohol that well.
That's true. There's a bunch of stories of partying with Ric Flair. And honestly, part of me wants to party with Ric Flair, but another part of me knows can't hang. You cannot.
Which is strange, considering as much as that man has drank in his life, you'd think he would have been able to handle his alcohol better. But nope.
I think he's a teenager trapped in a grown man's body, is what I think.
He thought he could wrestle a few years ago, so.
Flair's last match.
Until he wants to come back eventually.
Facts.
I'm going to beat Roman, or I want to finish my story. Roman Reigns, I'm going to beat you. Woo!
Facts. And Roman could just say, can't beat me, old man. No.
Get out of my way, Dusty son. I'll whoop your daddy's ass. I will whoop your ass.
Bro, we're gonna have a playlist of all your freaking impressions, I swear. Just Tro shorts.
It's the thing that's gonna grow this channel is just me doing impressions off the fly.
Okay, this will be fun. I'm going to name a wrestler, and I want you to do your best impression of him.
Okay, I'll try.
Hulk Hogan.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I was hanging and banging all through the night, brother. And when I looked at that smelly giant's eyes, I only saw one man. See, I can kind of do it on the fly, but I have a hard time trying to think of something to say.
Okay. The Rock.
You Cody crybabies. You Cody crybabies. You look in the Rock's eyes and you see a Hollywood star. Yeah, I can't do a very good Rock.
Paul Heyman.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and you are watching EFCT ENT.
Okay.
My client,
right there. That was
Roman Reigns.
That was the intro right there. My name is Paul Heyman, and you are watching SCT ENT. There you go. Clip that you just did. That's the intro. Brand new intro. Let's see. What's a good one? Do a broad impression.
Let's do this.
John Cena. You don't say you can't see me. Don't do the obvious.
John Cena impression. I didn't use creative control in my career. All I did was to have my character. I controlled my character, and my character said, "I ain't jobbing to no Nexus. That's for damn sure."
Okay. That was a bad impression.
I know. I can't. Cena's hard to do because he doesn't really have a distinct enough voice for me to try.
Undertaker and not rest in peace.
Cody, you look in my eyes, boy, when I am talking to you. I kicked your daddy's ass, and if you challenge me at WrestleMania, I will kick your ass too.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Do Cody. You keep talking shit about Cody Rhodes. Do Cody Rhodes.
He's the only wrestler I can think of on the fly. See, Cody's hard to. Cody's like Cena. It's hard to do impressions of like voices I haven't even tried.
Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes, daddy. Oh, my son Cody Rhodes. He's gonna face Roman Reigns, daddy. And Roman Reigns is gonna get his ass kicked by my son.
No.
That's not very, no.
Listen.
Everybody can do a good Dusty except for...
Listen, baby, let me tell you something. If you ever do Dusty Rhodes, daddy, let me tell you something, boy. You better do it with respect, son. Because I promise you, Dusty Rhodes was not impressed by your impression.
You see, I tried to do the speech impediment. Sound like Gabby Jack.
Baby, let me tell you something. Daffy Duck, you are not.
I am stone cold though. I got the shirt on.
Let's do one more, and it'll be your best one, I bet. Vince McMahon, and not your fight.
Well, would you look at this? WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. That's my greatest creation. You see, I can only do a good Vince if he's doing like the raspy, like throat burning one. He didn't even shut up.
And of course, you could do Stone Cold.
What? Damn, son. You're looking at me, CJ. You're talking about your birthday. You're turning 31. You want to go to WrestleMania, CJ? You ain't. You smelly son of a bitch. Stone Cold's been to WrestleMania.
Hey, Austin, why are you insulting me?
What?
Why?
What?
Are
what?
You
what?
Insulting?
What?
Okay.
I'm gonna finish my story, son.
And this is the ENT part of FCT that you guys come here for. We'll be clipping this part out just so Tro will clip all of this out.
Oh yes. My phone storage rips.
Hey.
Hopefully I don't get any notifications. Or I'll have to put a freaking photo in the background like I did last time. That's why the whole Stone Cold story has isn't just our faces. It's because I got a notification. I'm like, I don't want to have to re-record this whole thing, so I'm just gonna audio it. And
next week, ladies and gentlemen, Tro and I will be back to review a classic show. I know we said we were going to talk about Perth. We'll save that for later this week. But next week, Tro and I are going to be back. We're going to talk. Do you want to talk about Perth real quick? Just to go through the results.
Yeah, I mean, it was a quick. It wasn't really much of a show. Just quickly.
So Becky Lynch wins the Women's Elimination Chamber match.
She'll face Rhea.
Right. And I saw a lot of people complaining about this being predictable. Look, predictability is not a bad thing as long as it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good match. It was a good match too.
Yeah, it was solid.
You know what my favorite part was? It was when Liv Morgan got eliminated.
It was
when Liv Morgan got eliminated. My favorite part of the match. If only she was eliminated quickly.
See, for me, I don't like Naomi, so I was glad she was the first one out. Like she could just piece the fuck out. I don't care. She's not exciting to me. She doesn't do anything
Yeah.
interesting. She's just kind of there. So anyway, so Becky won. Judgment Day defeated Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to retain the tag titles. For me, match of the night.
It was definitely one of the better matches. Of course, Judgment Day would win here. They're setting up the tag match at WrestleMania between them and Truth and Miz.
Right. Oh, also on the pre-show, the Kabuki Warriors defeated Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Of course.
Yes, they did. Go Kyrie.
Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre won the men's Elimination Chamber match. This was fantastic.
Yep.
This was great. And then in the main event of the evening, and in anywhere else, this is not a main event, but I'm
probably not
slide because of the circumstances. But in her hometown of Perth, Australia, your WWE Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley successfully defended the Women's World Championship against Nia Jax. And
yeah, Nia Jax was dressed up all golden for the show.
And that was about as that was that, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you hear about the Pirates almost stealing the Elimination Chamber?
The Pirates.
So they had to transfer like all the parts to the Australia.
Okay.
So they were gonna do it via the Suez Canal, but there was a lot of pirate activity, and they almost stopped the ship that would have had the parts. So they had to ship it back to Miami, and they had to go through the Panama Canal instead.
Pirates.
So we, yeah, like Somali pirates and all the other.
No. I know what pirates are.
You're like Paul Burchill and Kyrie Sane. Paul Burchill's back actually. Paul Burchill is back. He's wrestling in the NWA.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, very good for him. He's a good guy.
Hopefully, his sister's not with him.
We don't talk about that.
Facts. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of Elimination Chamber from Perth, Australia? Did you stay up and watch it live, or did you catch it at a later time?
What show are we reviewing next week? Gotta tell the people.
Oh crap! We're going to be reviewing a WCW show.
Oh dear God! Is it ready to rumble?
It is not ready to rumble. It's a pay-per-view.
Is it Slamboree 2000 with David Arquette in the main event?
Nope.
Damn.
Instead, actually, I do these pay-per-views off the top of my head. So hang on a sec. Let me just think. We're gonna go WCW. What's a pay-per-view that took place in March? Because it'll be March next week.
Sin? I think there was a pay-per-view called Sin once.
Well, hang on, let me see. We're going to take it back to 96.
Oh, boy. Dark period.
It was. Okay.
This was pre-NWO.
It is pre-NWO. We're going to take it back to 1996. WCW Uncensored.
Oh, dear God.
In the main event, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage defeating the Ric Flair. Oh, stat pay-per-view. Oh, shit. What did I just do?
You Slamboree. Slambury sounded a lot better.
You know what? What's going on in WWF in March of '96?
Nothing good. They didn't have a pay-per-view in March. That was right before WrestleMania.
You know what? Let's take it instead of '96. Let's go to '97. NWO Hollywood, which is Hogan, Hogan, Randy Savage, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall versus Team Piper, which is Roddy Piper, Chris Benoit, Steve McMichael, and Jeff Jarrett, versus Team WCW, Lex Luger the Giant, and Scott Steiner. That main event sounds a lot better, doesn't it?
Slightly.
You know what, Troy? Do you want to pick the show? Let's let you pick the show.
You don't want me to pick the show. I'll pick the war. I will pick a dark side show for my own enjoyment of seeing us both suffer.
Do it. Pick a show. Do it. Do it.
Slam. Hold on. Let me double check to make sure this is the right show. I can't pick December to Dismember. You guys already did that.
Slamboree 2000, is that the one?
Yeah, let me just make sure that's the one with Arquette.
Yep, it is.
You're
Okay.
My joke last week has evolved to do this show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Slamboree 2000 next week. You're not going to want to miss it right here on the FCTENT. Tro, tell them what to do with the channel.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell, son, so you get notified when we upload videos and our shorts. Leave a comment, son. That's about it.
Yep.
Subscribe, of course.
Of course. And until next time, he's Stone Tro. And I'm CJ.
Yeah.
We out.